Beginners, one of the easiest ways to mess up great sample chops is by choosing the wrong drum loop. When you're just starting out, it can be difficult to tell what drum loop works best for your beat. It's your boy Mejia Made, and in today's video, I'll show you my technique to always ensure your sample and drum loops work perfectly together.
It's Mejia Made.
Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and get started with the video. So before I get to showing you guys the technique, it's really important that I start off with the sample, and that's for two reasons. One is because most likely that's where you guys are stuck at and are wondering what to do next. And two, by the time I do get to talking about the technique, by getting the sample out the way, it'll provide you guys a lot better context for how to properly choose the right drum loop. So with that being said, this is what my chops sound like. So that was the first set of chops that I made. Those chops pretty much carry out throughout the whole beat, but I did want a little 8-bar section that just creates some variation. So I also chopped up this part. And these chops are meant to turn around to those first set of chops that I first showed you guys. So with this sample and the chops that I made, it's really easy to tell that I'm going for that 90s type of boom bap. What comes next is really important, and that's choosing the right drum loop. So to really put this technique into context, I'm gonna go ahead and play one of the drum loops that I found off of just scrolling through different drum kits. And let's go ahead and listen to how this drum loop sounds like with my sample chops. The technique that I'm about to show you is very simple, and it can pretty much be summed up with one word: comparison. To put it really simply, by comparing drum loops, it makes the whole selection process a lot easier because you're able to A/B different drum loops and choose the best fit for your loop or sample chops. For this drum loop that I chose, I have the right mentality in going for that 90s boom bap drum feel, and for the most part, this drum loop does provide that. But for my ear, it's still not the right fit. There's still a lot missing from this drum loop. The drums sound very thin, and the bass line within the sample is overtaking the kick and snare from my drum loop. So now let's go ahead and use this technique of comparison to find a better drum loop. In your guys' case, what this would look like is basically going through all the different drum kits that you have and literally playing them one by one until you find the drum loop that perfectly matches with your sample chops. In order to speed up the process, I already did that, and I found a second better drum loop that better fits this sample. Let's go ahead and take a listen to it. So it's really not that hard to tell. The second drum loop works 1,000 times better than that first drum loop I played. The second drum loop still has that 90s boom bap feel that I'm going for. The kick is a lot more thumpy, and the snare just hits you a lot harder and really cuts through the mix. This is the power of the comparison technique. What's also really good about using this technique is that it helps to fine-tune your ear to listen for things like texture and low end. When you're just starting out, it can be really difficult to listen to those small little details within a drum loop. I know because that used to happen to me a lot. I used to just choose a drum loop without comparing and seeing if there was a better fit out there. So what I want to leave you guys with is to just take your time and A/B different drum loops. Most likely, there's a better option out there. You just got to keep looking. So now you'll never struggle with choosing the right drum loop for your sample. In case you don't want to use a drum loop and instead want to create your own drums from scratch, be sure to check out this video on the 4 essential boom bap drum sounds. With that being said, if you gained any type of insight from this video, please leave a like, please leave a comment. It's really gonna help the channel grow. I'm gonna catch you guys next week for a new video. Until then, stay blessed.